Can you hold two or more opposing ideas in your mind at one time? Without jumping to a conclusion that polarizes your thinking and creates division between you and the ones you love, or separates you from those around you. Polarizing ideas such as, who's right or who's wrong, or what is good or what is bad. What if everyone holds a piece of the puzzle and there's not one way to do something? It's not just enough to be able to hold two or more opposing ideas in your mind, but the real test for us is, can we retain our own dignity and also hold respect for the other person whom we disagree with? And I am not able to do this all the time, that's for sure, but one of my life ambitions is to sincerely embody this practice. And I actually think the one skill that will keep us humans from destroying ourselves is to be able to hold two or more opposing ideas in our minds without dropping to the lowest common denominator of thinking and action. And I have to remind myself when I get caught up in the blame game, or seeing myself as separate from others, that I'm tumbling into a boring pattern that really lacks creativity. And this is my cue to course correct and open my mind again. And actually, one of the most challenging skills I've been practicing my entire life is to open my mind. And for me, to have an open mind is to be able to hold two or more opposing ideas at the same time and not collapse my thinking into a polarized conclusion of this or that way of thinking, right? And when I can do this, I am able to see a more expansive picture or vision of what is possible, especially during difficult times. And open-minded thinking also can keep you getting caught up from that destructive emotional drama and can keep you from grasping for false control when things don't make sense. And this practice also develops your personal discernment, and you take action from your aligned values, and you become less judgy of others, and you won't have to police others or compare yourself to others. And the coolest thing about this is that you can train yourself to see what is underneath the nasty surface and train your senses to see what is not so obvious and is actually more beautiful than you could have even imagined. So this reminds me of those really cool pictures where, in order to see that three-dimensional picture underneath the squiggly, two-dimensional patterns, you have to kind of diverge your vision by softening your gaze, relaxing your focus so you can get out of that fixed linear way of seeing. And by softening your eyes, the interesting, more dynamic 3D picture can emerge from the 2D patterns. And I think divergent thinking is similar. If you're too focused on being right or too focused on defending yourself from being wrong, you won't get to a creative solution. Creative solutions are born when we actually take into consideration all of the parts of the whole thing, not just one perspective. So there is so much conflicting information out there right now, and the most productive thing I can do is to listen with an open mind, and I can make discerning choices, and I can take good notes for what is possible. And I will be softening my eyes to hold the vision of what's possible. And I'm holding the vision that the old distracting patterns will fall away, so the real dynamic picture can be seen. And those who have eyes to see will see. And they will be able to see that promising world emerge. And it's from that open and expanded perspective. And then we can take real inspired action. So I hope this gave you something interesting to think about and to inspire you to explore different ways of thinking. And truly, your way of thinking matters. And the more open your mind is, the more your heart will open, and the more creative life force energy can flow through you, through all of us. So there you have it, from my intuitive heart to yours. Thank you.